Hey there, my name is Jason Harper, and I wanted to start off my YouTube channel kind of talking about my journey. Um, Cutting to the chase, my goal is to eventually become a professional artist, which is a tall order. I drew in high school, and I loved it. And I got pretty good, but I only learned one way to draw. I'll cut in some pictures here, but basically, I learned how to copy photographs, and I could do it with a pencil and shade and do it in an artistic way that, or at least I thought it was artistic. Uh, Make them look good, but I didn't learn the fundamentals, and I would get frustrated with art. Um, I because I didn't know why I couldn't do certain things, why I could copy but not create from my head. I could do a portrait from a photograph that looked, you know, for my skill level, very good. But then when I tried to draw my own character, it looked like a kindergartner drew it, and I didn't know why. That plus just not realizing there were jobs in art, uh, I gave up. I didn't really think of it as giving up at the time. I just I just stopped drawing. When I got into college, and from there on out, I just kind of stopped. Life got in the way. I had to get a job. I got married right out of college, so I had a family to think about and provide for. And so I just took jobs as they came to me. I ended up getting into corporate work, just marketing, customer service, a typical job. I'm noticing my glasses are crooked for some reason. I'll have to fix that later. But, I just started working. Uh, but I always felt the need for something more. I always had something on the side that I was working on. Uh, you know, one of my jobs was being a copywriter, someone who wrote the text for advertising. And I really liked. There's almost an art to that, how you form the headline to get someone's eye in, and form the body to draw them in, and try to lead someone to an action. And I was really drawn by that, and that kind of actually kickstarted my creative thought process. I tried doing a few blogs for different things, but the pursuit was always, I would always do things I wasn't interested in the idea of pursuit for money, and that just doesn't work. So I tried a few things lately over the past year or two. My wife and I watch a lot of fixing shows on HGTV. We've been building our own furniture, which has been fun, and that scratches that creative itch. But a year and a half ago, a changer came out, the iPad Pro. Now, before you jump on me, I'm not the typical Apple fanboy. I do have Apple products, and I like them. But I'm not one of those people that reads every rumor and gets like all yee when it comes out. I watch a keynote and see what comes out, and I keep my eyes on Apple, but I'm not a typical Apple fanboy. But the iPad Pro was appealing to me, and I just happened to be needing a new computer. I had a MacBook that was 10 years old, um, and just needed to be replaced. So I, after a lot of thought, went ahead and got the iPad Pro with a pencil and instead of a computer. I went to the Apple Store, tested it for my job, and made sure that all the websites that I need to access still worked. And so I got it, and I started drawing on it. And I rediscovered my love of drawing. I rediscovered the love of creating. And through that, I started watching lots of YouTube videos and started reading books. And I just discovered this entire world of professional artists. I mean, anyone from Disney animators, Pixar animators, people who work for giant corporations, all the way down to freelancers that make their money from home doing art. And then you also have these people who create their own products, create their own IPs, create their own artwork. And there's just so many avenues to pursue as an artist. And I thought that was amazing. It's something I never thought about growing up. So I felt like I found what I was searching for. But now I just have to get there. The hardest part was admitting that I thought I was this great artist when I was in high school, and I really wasn't. I learned one technique. Um, and you have to learn lots of techniques. You have to learn the fundamentals, which I never learned. So the first stage in my journey is learning. And I figured I would share my journey as I went along. One problem I've seen in the art world is you have so many people that are like, yeah, I'm a teenager, but I've been working for Disney for 30 years, and I've been drawing since I was 1.5. And that just, the problem with people like that, they're amazing, and I'm learning so much from them. I'm taking classes, and I'm trying to get my, jumpstart my art education with these people because they're amazing and they're masters. The discouraging thing about the market being flooded with people like that is it seems overwhelming. You've got people that are younger than me that have worked 10, 15 years as professional artists. And you have people saying, well, it takes 3 to 5 years to get to a passable level and blah, blah, blah. And, I went to art school and, I didn't even have skills after 4 years of doing nothing but art. And that just makes it seem impossible. And I'm here to prove it's not impossible. The other thing is when they explain techniques or they explain things, I think a lot of these people don't realize what they know that a commoner doesn't know. Because there's been lots of times when I'm watching a tutorial and they just pass over some aspect of what they're doing. And I'm like, that's the exact thing I'm struggling with. And they just kind of pass over because to them it's common knowledge. To beginners like me, it's not. So I'm kind of, hoping to chronicle my journey in real time for you guys to watch and to follow along with me. And I want to be here as an encouragement to others like me that the dream is possible. I'm going after it like it is. It is possible. And also, as I learn things, I want to share what I learn, but from the perspective of I just learned this, I want to share it. And hopefully the result of that is as I share things, I can instantly recall the things I was just struggling with and can give me an edge in better communicating that to other people who are learning. So the first step, art is huge. How do you learn art? It's a big task. The first step is fundamentals. So I've kind of broken down art into fundamental skills that I need to learn. And I'm going to kind of start going through each one of these. And yes, they all interconnect. But if I concentrate on one at a time, I feel like I can really kickstart, go from kindergarten level to maybe 5th grade level very fast. And then from there is just practice. And there's always more and more things to learn. But the key, the start, is learning those fundamentals. So my next video, I'm going to be detailing the fundamentals, how I've broken them down, and my game plan for attacking them. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to follow my journey as an artist or listen to any of the tips I might have to share, click subscribe. If you found me boring, then just pass on to the next YouTuber. Have a good day.